It's coffee time. I know, I'm doing the douchey thing, and I'm drinking coffee from glassware. I never felt like it was that douchey, though. I always think that it's kind of fun, because that way, if everybody has glassware, you can kind of guess how people take their coffee, and I think that that's fun. Most people don't think that's fun, but I totally do. And I actually have some, like, stories to tell you guys. I haven't just been, like, sitting and recovering. I kind of guilted myself into doing an event, so there are things to talk about. Ah, it's delicious. Okay, so at Universal Studios, I had no idea about this, by the way. At Universal Studios, during Halloween, they changed the whole park into like a haunted park. The same way that Knott's Berry Farm turns into Knott's Scary Farm, except that Universal Studios doesn't come up with a really fun, witty nickname. So, 2 nights ago, I believe, they had the Igor Awards. So they had like Guillermo del Toro come in and take an award. None of the awards are named. They're just, you got an Igor. So like Alice Cooper was there, but Alice Cooper has part of Universal Studios is the Alice Cooper 3D experience, which is hilarious. So like while you're there, they're playing the exact same Alice Cooper song over and over and over again. So by the end of the night, Jeannie and I were like, this song is done. I'm never listening to this song again. But it was so cool because we got to go there and kind of like talk about their haunts, because they are doing a Walking Dead haunt and they are also doing a Silent Hill haunt. And I was so excited for the Silent Hill haunt, like kind of terrified, but so excited because I took so many classes about haunts, and because I helped design a haunt when I was in college. Like, I just love haunted houses. I think they're so cool and so hard to do correctly. Maybe correctly is the wrong word, but it's really hard for everything to come together and really work and be scary, or at the very least be something that you can walk out of and say, that was really well done, if you're somebody who doesn't get scared very often, right? So we went there, and right when you walk in, of course, they have like all of the clown people with the saws. And I was the killjoy because, again, I know a lot about haunts. We were there with a guy named Jared, who was kind of terrified to go. He was like part of the crew. And he was like, I'm kind of like, I don't know what to expect. So I was the killjoy who, when something was like freaking somebody out, I'd be like, oh, don't worry, this is how they do it. Which I guess I shouldn't do. But I was like, don't worry, the saws actually don't have a blade on them. It's just the motor making the noise, so they're not actually that dangerous. He's just like, there's still something that if it hit me, it would hurt. I'm like, well, yeah, that's true. But so first we did the Walking Dead tram thing, which is where you get on a tram, and then they take you, like, into this, like, heavily wooded area, and you're like, and then you get off of the tram, and you actually walk through areas of different Universal Studios rides that people normally don't get to go to. So, like, there was, like, a big plane crash area, and just a bunch of rubble and stuff, and so you walk through there, and there are zombies all over the place. And that one was fun. It was fun, and it was interesting. Some of the makeup wasn't great. And some of the props that they had were just a little bit too cheesy. But overall, it worked out pretty well. And it was kind of cool to, actually be outside, because that adds a level of like, I don't know where things are coming from. I don't know where I should be. Things are dark. And I got so upset with myself too, because I saw this guy jump out at a girl and then like retreat, and I was like, oh, I know where that guy is now, so he can't get me, right? So I'm walking up there and I totally know what's gonna happen, and he jumps out and I'm like, ah! And I got so upset. You guys should know also that normally when I go through these, I don't get scared, but things will surprise me, if that makes sense. But I was terrified to do the Silent Hill one because of the games, because I was like, what are they gonna do with this? And they went more along the lines of what the movie was. So if you've seen the movie, you kind of know the direction that they went with the actual haunt. Sorry, I'm getting kind of ahead of myself. So like we finished the Walking Dead thing, And we also had a woman coming with us all the way through, like the entire time that we were in the park. We had this girl who was basically there to authorize and say it's okay for them to have a camera, right? So, the entire time, she had never been through any of the haunts. She was more scared than any of us at everything, and that made it so fun for me. And I don't know why, I feel really bad, but like she would like walk into places and immediately jump back out and would be like, no, you gotta keep going. But so we got off the Walking Dead one. We're like, all right, let's go to Silent Hill. It's like, you guys, if they have like really good dancers in really well-made nurse costumes, I'm gonna freak out a little bit. Sorry. Not because I'm scared, but because I think that they are so visually interesting that I really want them to be well done. And oh my gosh, you guys, they were all so well done. All of their masks were totally different. Every nurse had a different mask, and some of the girls were so good at moving their bodies. Oh my god, it was so cool. So like once you were in the Silent Hill area, you didn't even have to go in the haunt. They already had a dude on stilts, like a pyramid head dude on stilts that would like walk after people, and that was so terrifying. Thank God that didn't happen to me. And then they had all of the nurses around, and I was like, oh, there are already so many nurses out here. There are going to be nurses in the haunt. I did not need to be concerned. There were plenty of nurses in the haunt, and oh my goodness, if you get a chance to go, I don't want to build it up too much, but I think aesthetically, the Silent Hill one was so well done. Like, the costumes were incredible, the sound design, the sense design, just in general. Like, there's an area that you go into that's a bathroom, and it smells like a bathroom. They used a lot of, like, sense memory stuff, and the set was just gorgeous. I don't know, guys, it was just so good. It was so well done. I loved it. And, of course, anytime that I saw Pyramid Head, he would be like in a dark corner, and then he would just go poof. Like he would literally like lean like out at people, and they'd just freak out. And so every single time I was like, do you do that to me, Pyramid Head, do you do it? And he did it every time, and I was like, ah. It was so fun. It was so fun. I really, really loved that one. I wanted to immediately go back in, but I was like, I can't do that to myself. I can't do that to myself. But the other ones that they have a Texas Chainsaw Massacre one, and they have the Alice Cooper 3D one that has the same song that plays over and over again. It was so cool. So cool. And it was funny because everybody was like, take it easy. Take it easy. Don't scream a lot. Don't, like, freak out at all. It's totally fine. You don't need to be super high energy for this. But I was, like, legitimately so excited that by the end of the night I was like, my coughing is already worse at night. So, like, when we were done with Silent Hill, it was just like, bleh, but I was so happy. Yeah, that was so fun. That was so fun. So that video is going up on TGS, I think. I don't know when. I don't know how long it's gonna take. But like Dale, the other dude that I went there with, he went to the Igor Awards and he like actually interviewed people. So that was cool. He got to talk to like Guillermo and stuff, and I was like, oh, did you ask him about his game? He was like, yeah, I did. I was like, oh good. I was joking with Jeannie that if it was me, if they had said, oh, you should be the one to interview, which they never do anymore. They know that I'm terrible at interviewing and that I don't actually like doing it all that much. But I was joking that I would just like talk in this voice the entire time. Be like, oh, Guillermo, it's so like good to see you. Oh, Guillermo, let's talk about your game. You want to talk about your game? It'd just be super obnoxious, and he's like, I'm gonna just keep on walking, because that's what Guillermo del Toro sounds like. So, and then today, played some Borderlands 2. Do that, guys. Guys, that game was so fun. Allie and I had a really frustrating situation, though, where PSN kept kicking me off over and over and over again, and there was this one quest. We were like, let's just finish this one quest. If we can just finish it, then we'll call it a day. It'd be good. We just need to finish this one quest and maybe hit level 12. That would be awesome. It kicked me over and over and over again, and I kept just like signing back in immediately and being like, I hope that all the bully whatevers haven't killed you yet. And then finally it kicked me and literally wouldn't let me back on. It's like, well, I guess we'll finish this quest another day. We're both like, oh. That game is so addicting though, you guys. Time flies. Time flies. You're like, oh, I've been playing this for a while. It's really fun though. I got to just kind of like hole up in my lady cave. And Roe and I made stir fry. Yeah! The family's all back together. It's so awesome. But anywho, I'm gonna go take a cough drop because apparently my throat is aggravated with me. And I hope that you guys had a good day, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye-bye. Mwah!